and welcome to this video on Inventive Composition. Today, I'm going to teach you how to create a model of your data from your databases and web services. The models you create can be used to build templates for Inventive Composition. These templates can then be published as documents. They will have the data from your databases and web services. The Word documents also have the layout of the templates. First, let's open Microsoft Word. I'm going to do this from the Start menu. You can use Inventive Composition with Microsoft Office 2010 and 2013. When you get to the opening screen, start a blank document. Now you can see here that there is a new ribbon in Word called Inventive Composition. If you click on this ribbon, there is a blue Connect button to the left. Click on this button. It's the first step to connecting to an existing data source. Now a blue box labeled Inventive Composition will pop up. You should have already configured the data sources. If not, there's another video on this channel that can show you how to do that. Today, we'll use the demo MySQL environment provided by Inventive. You can see it here in the box. This demo MySQL database contains tables with project-related information. Now that we are connected to a data source, Inventive Composition has added another ribbon here, called Modeler. End users can use the Inventive Composition ribbon to publish templates available to them. The Modeler ribbon is intended for use by designers of templates and models. First, we're going to install a model in this blank Word document. By doing this, we'll create a mini database within the document itself. You will see that previously disabled buttons now have become available. These buttons were grayed out earlier. Click on Edit Model. In this box that popped up, you can define models. On the left side, you can see the definition of this particular model. The elements in the definition are shown in a flowchart. I'll go through it with you. On the top level, highlighted in blue, is the model itself. Here you can edit properties like the model's description. But you can also edit advanced properties like the access control password, and you can insert instructions for the end users here. The second level is blocks. Here you can define blocks. A block defines the data you use from a data source. Next is the parameters. These parameters determine what values end users will fill in during the publishing process. For example, when you want to have the end user specify a customer account, a project code, or a numeric value. Software extensions can be used to add your own custom functionality using a familiar programming language, like C# for example, or another dynamic link library. Using document properties, you can control the metadata on the published document. You can create a document property, which will contain the value of a parameter entered during publishing. And you can use that in your archiving and processing of the document. This eases business processes using Microsoft SharePoint, Adobe, Acrobat, or other workflow supporting document management systems. And finally, you can specify resources. You can use this internationalized text building blocks from a database. You can also add these building blocks to the model if you don't have a database that can store these resources. Text building blocks added here are added in as resources. I'm going to define a model for a list of projects using a parameter that allows you to specify the project code to be included when specified. Otherwise, it will list all projects. Let's give the model the code project list and the name list of projects. This model is version 1, the author is Guido, and he works for the company Inventive. I'm going to skip the fields for defining various types of passwords, but I will define the description as, this is a list of projects. And I'm going to add, do not distribute this list as an instruction. Now click Save. But remember, this will only save this info into the document file. This won't save the document itself. Luckily, we have a pop-up as a reminder. If I want to save the document itself, I have to exit Model Editor and save the file using the Save button in Microsoft Word. So I'm going to do that. Click this away, go to Save. I'm going to save it to the desktop with the name Project List. Okay, now that's finished. Let's continue. I'm not in design mode anymore, so the buttons to edit the model are disabled. Okay, so let's enter design mode and continue work on the model. Here, we have a list of projects, and the typical abbreviation for project is PJT. It contains project and project information. The data comes from Bub's Projectgeval, which is Dutch for projects view. I'd like to list a number of fields: the project code, the project complete name, and the city in which the project is being executed. Also, I'm going to add a feature which will allow us to restrain this list to a specific parameter specified by the end user. And it means project code should equal the parameter project code when specified. And on MySQL, you have to specify whether there is no value, like this. On an Oracle environment, you would say something like project code equals coalescence parameter, comma, project code. And the list is sorted by project code. Now we have to define where we would like the data to come from. Okay, we are going to request the data of the fields from the database using something like data type, for example. Depending on which data source you use, the system can also retrieve user-friendly labels of the individual fields. In this case, MySQL does not provide them for me, so I'll have to enter these labels myself. Okay, let's save our work. Now the block has been saved. You can see the new fields added in the flowchart on the left. And we will add a parameter that specifies which projects you would like to run this for. So I enter project filter and specify no value for all projects. This is not a mandatory parameter, since you can specify no value to list all the values. Since there is no default value, it will automatically use an empty value. That means it will always list all the projects. And when you like to, you can have a list of values behind a button. And let's say we would like to display the project's full name as the description, and that this box will get the project code. And we sorted the list by project's full name. Now click Save again. We've built a model that will let you retrieve a list of projects from a database and put them into a Word document. Let's click on the Facts button to see if the program displays the correct facts. No facts, so there must be a mistake in what I've inputted. Ah, there, that fixed it. Now I have my list. Invantive Composition will use this list to fill the Word document using templates based on this model. This query that I highlighted here, in facts, will replace this parameter by the default value of the parameter. Now a quick save. Okay, I'm finished with the model, so I'm going to use it in a template. Let's call it List of Projects. And we'll include a number of projects in it. Click Design Mode, Building Blocks, Projects, Create Repeating Block. Doing this will give me this insert. Okay, let's describe that as code. And here, we would like to put in project code, which we can find under Building Blocks, Projects, Code. We would like to see project location. This will be the city that goes with the project. Let's make this heading a bit nicer. If defining a template is unfamiliar to you, we do have a video about it. This line here defines a template that goes through the block defined in the model as PJT. It prints for each project that matches the filter, the code, and the location. Let's see if it works. I cannot select Publish at this moment. That makes sense, because we are still in design mode. Okay, leave design mode and go to Publish. As specified by the parameter, a pop-up asks us for the value of the project filter. You can either specify no value at all to get all projects, or you can use this list of values to select a project of your choice. I'm going to use the project with code 112. Click OK. Invantive Composition now combines the data from the data source with your template. You get a very short list of projects as a new Word document. Project 112 is obviously located in Boston. Okay, let's close this published document and run it again, but now without a value for project filter. Oh, in this case, we get a bigger list of projects and their locations. As a final step, we'll add a document property. It will contain the project filter, applied when we publish the document. Project filter, and then we assign it the project code entered as a parameter. In this expression, you see the use of $P, which stands for parameter. We also support the $F, which stands for field. $F is the value of a field, as you can see in the template created. There are more model-based expressions like data from the database, from the model itself, from the computer itself, amongst other things. Finally, there's $R, which stands for a resource. Depending on what language you'd like to use, it will insert the translation for you. We'll skip all those other possibilities for this video. I'm not going to discuss them in much detail here. Click Save and OK. Let's publish this one. Click Invantive Composition and Publish. I'm not going to specify a value in the project filter. Let's see if there's a property included in the new Word document. I go to File, Properties on the right, and Advanced Properties. When the box pops up, click Custom. Cool, a property has been added. It's Project Filter, and it has an empty value slot. This property will stay with the document as long as you have it. Alright, that concludes my introduction about creating models to use with templates of Invantive Composition for Word. I hope it helped you understand how creating a model works. If you do have some questions, please contact us for support at www.invantive.com. We'd be more than happy to assist you. Thanks for watching.